Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Dicey Dungeons. This is a game that when I told my wife I had sunk 250 hours into, she just looked at me with disgust. But I'm here by myself, and we're going to do a little bit of a filler series. This is a very, very good... I don't know how to quite describe it, but we'll jump in. What I told Josh is this feels like Yahtzee meets Dungeons and Dragons, and I know that's not for everybody. But in each of these episodes, you're attempting to get to the end of this short little gauntlet. It's got permadeath. It's got other words I don't know the title to. But, we're going to go ahead and tackle that. And maybe just the quickest way to explore things, as I turn this down, is to just kind of introduce you to the system. This is the warrior, the first of several characters here. And each of them has like a little fun side thing they can do. Like the warrior's job is, it's the most basic, the easiest to learn. It's just basically re-rolling dice, trying to do the most damage. You'd be really impressed how freaking complicated this game gets coming down the line. But it's a game with a very, I want to say, not surreal kind of humor, but it's me talking out of my ass, I guess. I saw this played by Snowman Gaming, who is a very nice, if a little floofy channel. And for Barry Kramer, formerly of Game Grumps, he now streams. I watched his stream of this game after I saw this because I was so freaking excited about this damn game. Slurp. Also, this game's freaking cute. If you're into the small bean kind of aesthetic, oh, you're gonna have a good time. I hope anything that what I'm saying is intelligible. Do 6 on 6 inflict burn. So your goal, well, I'm gonna say your goal 10 times, is to get to the bottom. And each of these 5 floors gets progressively more difficult. So we're gonna attempt to try to entertain you while I remember what's going on. I think I'm of the opinion this won't make the greatest Let's Play because it's a lot of me thinking to myself and then doing it. And if you're not being held, it can come across like you just totally lost. Like Mike doesn't at all get this game. And if you don't get this game, that's fine, because we're going to do a lot of this frickin' series. Where's my frickin' mouse? Double next action. Ooh, yes, please. So if you click on Fury, it will double the next thing that you do. So if you drop a 6 in here, it will do 12 damage and burn them twice. You will get to know kind of status effects as it goes on. I specifically chose the easiest guy first because just while I plow through this, one of the biggest turn-ons for me in this game is that of all the 6 characters you get to play as, it is fantastic how wide and varied their playstyles are. Because you could do somebody who it's like medic, tank, all the other kind of D&D or Team Fortress class. I'm talking out of my ass. Holy cow! Classes, and you would think that would be the extent of it, but they play wildly different from each other, almost as if you're playing your an entirely new game. So, does anybody remember? Okay, not remember because the show's done, but I always quote it sometime on the show. Dan Harmon, in his podcast Harmontown, he gets mad at the idea that RoboCop is a remake, and part of that is because he can put any 2 words together, and as long as you make enough of them, one of them's gonna be good. You make speaker head. It's a guy with a speaker for a head. And this game doesn't require that you get on board. It just lets you be a part of this freaking weird world. And now we begin. Do 2 boomerangs bad, but I'll show you. So if you go up into your equipment here, you've got 6 slots here. Everything's 6 slots, but the more powerful things take more slots. So I love that resource management. Josh tells me that I would friggin' love the Resident Evil, because that is just you trying to fit the guns in the little storage tank. Max 5. So on odd it does a shield, but I don't need a shield right now. So, oops. Guess we're taking the shield anyway. Just okay. Exhibit A. Look at this fucking wizard. He's got socks that just come off of his feet with his spell. It's a very like low stakes game. There's rarely anything that is like super frightening or horrifying. Not for the kiddies. I feel like it's an aesthetic choice, but it's a good one. If there's one thing I've talked about a lot is that the fact that I really hate Yahtzee. And you'd think that a game so based around probabilities and such, I would be really really into, but it's just not happening to me. I absolutely fucking detest Yahtzee because we tried to go back once in 2011, I think, after I graduated high school and I had just gone to college. It sucks. And I also just got recently into D&D. Thank you, Josh. He's coming back, by the way. And that was equally good, but I feel like if you mix the two, like this is happening, 5 coin. I don't really like the countdown ones. That really doesn't do it for me. I will take this iron shield, though, in case. And we're going to play a little bit more of a more complex, different characters here, but this is very straightforward. Let me introduce you to Sneezy. Now, people say that Dark Souls has, like, really complex lore, and it's in the background, you know, so you get to learn about it throughout. If you read about this guy's predicament, it's fucking sad. He constantly is allergic to things, and he brought enough friggin' decongestant or allergy pills for a year. Where is my mouse? And he ran out, and that's sad. So the point of this is that Lady Luck, that red girl you saw at the beginning, is running this game show, which, you know, points for me, where she kidnaps people and turns them into dice and forces them to play this game. And we all used to be human. So we get turned into dice. So if that's not a story equals metaphor, I don't know what is. Here we have a little hammer thing. Look at how short he is. He doesn't have time to... He can barely see what he's hammering. All right, we could take a sword that does a little more damage, a whip that does a little more burn, or... I like that. I mean, none of it is good, but you would look at this game and be overwhelmed, and I think that's what keeps me away from a lot of role-playing games, is that I feel overwhelmed, and that's okay to be overwhelmed. All I ask is that a game be approachable, and maybe that's shitty of me to ask, I guess. By the way, when you burn things, one of your dice becomes burned. You can still use it, but if you touch it, you lose 2 HP. There's a lot of really neat cohesive effects in here, which I find really neat. Odd shield. Nope. Even. You would think Keymaster would be this badass thing, but there he is just with 2 eyeballs for keys. Get on up out of there with my eyeballs. Where is my mouse? Holy cow. You see, when I started this, I had the choice of playing it on the table or on this couch where I don't even have to move and the mic's like right up in my face. I believe... He's dead. I believe I chose incorrectly, even though I have this mouse pad. Our setups are kind of jank, so please apologize for the unprofessionalism. Sorceress. Yeah. Sorceress is a pain in the ass, let me tell you. So this also has a very, very millennial sense of humor. And I guess by that, what I mean is even damage. What I mean is it's very... I don't want to say self-loathing, but it's definitely poking fun at itself at all times. I wish I had Googled the creator Terry Kavanagh before I started this, just how old he is and whether he's actually poking fun at his own generation. I mean, it seems kind of like mean-spirited for a game this cute that he would be making fun of his own, like somebody else. I recently saw a post of people, somebody who had stayed up late and said, you know, I'm a millennial, so if you guys are ever interested in what kind of shit Gen Z Zoomers are talking about us, here you go. And then it's all the standard stuff. They think we eat avocado toast, which I've never had. I've heard it is I've heard nothing about it. We're gonna want this later. Let's grab a health on the way out. All right, level 4. Aurora is the Storm character from X-Men, which just shows that I know nothing about X-Men. But it's a pain in my ass, and especially on later levels, it's a gigantic pain in the ass. We do this for the sake of showing you how crazy this this situation can get. We have to start here on this warrior kid, who I guess just wanted to be famous. They all have like backstories. There are other characters in this game that will rely more on countdown timers, and the one I'm thinking of you're gonna meet later is a gigantic pain in my ass. I think it's a pain in a lot of people's ass, because on the very friendly subreddit Dicey Dungeons, they will bitch about him repeatedly. Not as much as they'll bitch about other characters in the game, but they'll bitch about him. Shout out to whoever whoever designed that frozen sound effect right there. So good. Reroll. We're gonna get this done in 1. I don't want to use my fury right now. Fuck my... No, we got it. Rock and roll. Another thing is that they don't give you 10 million XP. They scale it down to its lowest common denominator, which is a thought that Barry Kramer had when he did this. Do 3 damage, add 1 poison. That's pretty good. Okay, I tell you what, we're in the middle of fighting some people. I have so much crap here. This game succumbs to something called save scumming, where you can back out after you lose, but before you go back to menu to try that again. And I did it for some of the harder shit later down the line, but I'm gonna try not to do this here because I want to look like I know what I'm doing. So Fury, boink. There you go, boink. And I don't want to play this defensive game because I know it's like a best practice, but it's gonna kill me waiting here because there are characters that make you wait. And that's not to be like this kind of digression against the game, because a lot of things waiting is not seen as a good sign. But I think that the enemy that we're looking at in the future is going to maybe tax you on a more tactical level, even though his design is fucking ridiculous. All right, where are we going? Ooh, apple. I should have waited, damn it. All right. This game's got cute fucking animals. God, there's so many cool like creatures in here I want you guys all to know about. I'm all excited. Just a shout out to the the musical developer of this game. Their name is Chipsel. And they have songs that, even while I'm at my desk later that day working, I still hear these songs. Like, in my sleep, they're that good. Fuck my... That was a curse. I'll get more angry at that later. Shield is just generic defense, so it'll absorb the first, say, 7 defense. I guess I'm not explaining the game super well, but these mechanics... Sorry, microphone, Jesus. These mechanics make me so excited. So in this case, it would not be wise to continue putting defense on, if for only because the poison aspect cuts through your defense, so it gets to ignore defense. So there are gigantic jackasses later in the game whose job it is to just poison you over and over and over again. So, yikes. I can go without it. So 6, you piece of shit. All right, you know what, Fury? My wife will look at me while I'm playing this game and say, you know what, for a game you really, you pretend to like, there's a lot of shits and fucks, and I hate this game. Whip, do that. Oh, let's go into the backpack. Maybe there's something we can make better. Spike shield cannot be added. Max 5. Oh, max 5? That's dope. Okay, yeah, upgrade. Let's go. Boom. So we're going to pretend that we didn't do that. We're going to leave that shield here. Probably take off... These are the same. This one's strictly better than the sword, so we're taking it off. Here's the claw, and healing crystal would be good. I'm not used to that special effect. Here's a little tunnel where we can... she can offer you a trade, and you can take it or not. Battle axe, max 4 does up to 8. Holy shit. Yeah, take it. I mean, I'll make a deal later. Hopefully that won't bite me in the ass. Look at this crystal bastard. Holy shit. He has no idea what's going on. He's got the little chubby cheeks. Oh my, I'm sorry. I'm just gasming right now. There you go. I really ought to have done my research before I started because I really want to tell you how great Terry Cavanaugh is. He made another game that I want to say is Super Hexagon, but I get it mixed up a lot with other games, and that makes me feel like a terrible person. Guys, I just want you to know, if this isn't your speed, please leave, because I'm going to play this whole game, for me, I guess, and if you guys are interested in it, please go, because it's got one of the coolest mechanics that I know about, and I know that a lot of times I feel like I'm talking out of my ass, because as much joy and niceness that I get out of actually doing show stuff with and for you guys, I have no fucking idea what I'm talking about. All I know is the information that I get from talking with other YouTubers and watching their content and just spouting their opinions as well. I'm gonna fight the cowboy. This is a cat dressed as a cowboy, or maybe a cowboy who happens to be a cat. Either way, his moveset is fucking the bane of my goddamn existence. When he rolls this down to 10, he rolls 2 6s. This needs a 6 to work, but he can do 6 damage with it. It's a gigantic pain in my ass. So, that being said, 5, 6, 4. Let's start rolling some stuff. In a lot of these battles, you gotta really get ready, because it's a gigantic fucking... not a gigantic what? Like, here I am talking on my butt. Recover. Reroll. 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 There you go. That's my boy. Look at these, like, artificial lens flare effects that they put on there just for the sake of... I never noticed! They're cubes! They're a fucking cross-section shadow of a fucking cube, and that makes me so happy. There you go. Get burned. 5. Rocket, I should have healed myself before the end of that battle. That's a pain in the ass. Damn it. That was Cowboy Cat. Alright. Let's heal that man. Paper Knight's not terrible, but I need to have my shit in gear for later down the road. So Paper Knight is very clearly just a child pretending to be a knight. By the way, if your dice becomes locked, there's no using that, just for the turn. It's a gigantic nana boo boo to you, and that's, ugh, it upsets. It does me a heckin' upset very much. 5. Should I have shielded, maybe? I'm not attempting to be funny, I'm attempting to enjoy my game. But thank you guys very much for joining me. If you are, I don't expect this to do well because I've been recently perusing the episodes that I tried to do by myself back when Josh had a fantastic earache during the filming of Toy Story 2, the video game. You know, I think it was a double ear infection at the same time, and he was some version of crapping his pants also. That was not pleasant to listen to, but it's there. You can find that episode. I hope he's doing okay. I know you guys miss Josh. I know I can't hold the show up without him. He's got this charisma shit that I can't be a part of, but I miss him, dude, and I hope he's okay. Josh, if you out there, I love you. Also, if you could stack the poisons, so in the next turn he'll lose 2, and then the next turn he'll lose 1. So it's a well-balanced system. Frozen is a pain in the ass effect that reduces your highest rolled die down to 1, which in most cases is not okay. But in some cases, ooh, you dumb motherfucker. Oh, there you go. Poison 2. All right, we are ready to tackle, after 25 minutes, the end of this fucking series. Let's make a quick stop here. A whip we can change. Iron. God, that claw is not that great. I wish... Oh yeah, I would love to, like, burn some more people. Rock and roll. All right, welcome to the boss floor. It is a random selection. In this case, it is Buster, the cute motherfucking giant dragon. If you've been on the show before, you know that while watching Cuphead, we have a giant fucking problem with dragons. I'm not gonna talk about it because the last time I talked about it, I pooped my pants. So, is strong against fire. So if I do 6, 3. So I have walked in here severely unprepared. Here's some more health, and that's it. That's all I can do. This is gonna be a bad one. So as an extension of him being strong to fire, when he clicks on a die to, you know, be able to use it while it's on fire, he'll take 1 damage instead of 2. So if you keep on top of that poison counter, he will continue to stay poisoned and take 2 damage instead of 1, because he's strong to fire, not to poison. So it's got very jank Pokemon rules, and I know that Pokemon didn't invent the rules, I guess. So we're gonna do 6 to him, 2, here's a shit ton of shield, and we done. Fury. Fire. Damn it. No, do some damage, please. Come on, you're so close. There we go. All right. That's been the Warrior. So here's our post-game material. Oh, such a delight fight. Listen to her voice. Just listen. You're not doing the fun one, damn it. Okay, well, guys, that has been episode 1, The Warrior. Come back occasionally in between the Pixar podcasts and The 1,000-Year Door for this kind of weird filler series that I'm doing by myself. But it's been a lot of fun, and we will see you in the next one.